Welcome back students. In this session we are going to discuss about the interconversion of states of matter. So as we all know from our observations that water can exist in three states of matter: solid as ice, liquid as water, and gas as water vapor. So what is the science behind this? How does this one state of matter change to another state? So what happens in the matter during the change of state, or what happens to the particles of matter during the change of states? How does this change take place? We need answers to these questions, isn't it? So let us explore the change in the state of matter. Let us find out how solid gets converted to liquid. So the factors affecting the change in state of matter are temperature and pressure. So in this activity you see that we have taken one beaker, a tripod stand and a burner. Now in the beaker or a conical flask we have placed some ice cubes. Now we provide heat to this ice cubes. As we know, ice is a solid form of matter. Here when these particles are compactly arranged. So what happens when we provide the heat for this ice? The particles get kinetic energy. On increasing the temperature of solid, the kinetic energy of the particle increases. Due to increase in kinetic energy, the particles start vibrating with the speed, and the energy supplied by the heat overcomes the force of attraction between the particle. As we know, the particles have force of attraction between them. Here, due to the heat, what happens? Due to the heat energy, the particles overcome the force of attraction. The particles leave their fixed position and start vibrating or moving from more freely. A stage is reached when the solid melts and is converted to liquid. Now this particular process is called as melting. The temperature at which solid melts to form liquid at atmospheric pressure is called melting point of ice or solid. So the melting point of solid is an indication of the strength of force of attraction between its particles. So what is the melting point of ice, children? Here 273.16 Kelvin. The process of melting, that is the change of solid state into liquid state, is known as fusion. Melting or fusion. So when a solid melts, its temperature remains the same. So where does this heat energy go? You must have observed during the experiment of melting that the temperature of the system does not change after melting point is reached till all the ice melts. This happens even though we continue to heat the beaker. This is that is, we continue to supply the heat. This heat gets unused. This heat gets used up in changing the state by overcoming the force of attraction between the particles. As this heat energy is absorbed by the ice without showing any rise in temperature, it is considered that it gets hidden into the contents of the beaker and is known as a latent heat. In the word latent means hidden. The amount of energy, the amount of energy required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. So particles in water at 0 degrees Celsius have more energy as compared to the particles in the ice at the same temperature. When we supply heat energy to water, particles start moving even faster. At a certain temperature, a point is reached when the particles have enough energy to break from the force of attraction of each other. At this temperature, the liquid starts changing into gas. The temperature at which a liquid starts the temperature at which the liquid starts at boiling at a atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. So boiling is a bulk phenomena. Particles from the bulk of liquid gain energy enough to change into the vapor state. So what is the definition of latent heat of vaporization? So the amount of heat required to change the unit mass of liquid into vapor at its boiling point under standard atmospheric pressure is called as a latent heat of vaporization. So what is the meaning of latent here? Hidden. So actually what happens here is when you start heating the liquid, that is water, and you insert a thermometer in it, you see that there is one point where the water start evaporating. Means the force of attraction between the particles they will overcome and they start vibrating even faster, and there will be a change of state from liquid to gaseous, and that point is called as a boiling point. So the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. In Kelvin it is 373 Kelvin. So what we observe here is the heat energy which is provided will help the particles to overcome the force of attraction, and from one state to another state they are converted. Like that, if you supply heat to the liquid state, the liquid will convert into gaseous state. So here two important definitions and two important process we have learned, that is when solid melts, or solid melts means the solid converts to liquid, is called as a melting or fusion, and when the liquid changes from liquid state to gaseous state, we call it as a boiling and or evaporation or vaporization. So there are two important phenomena take place here, that is latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. What is this? This is the hidden heat. Even though you continue to supply the heat, once you see there is a change of state from one liquid to gaseous or solid to liquid, here the energy which is there, it is utilized by the whole amount of the substance present in that container to overcome the force of attraction. So if you insert a thermometer and check the melting point or boiling point of water and melting point of ice, you see that till the whole content what you have taken in the beaker gets converted, the temperature, the point there will, the reading will remain there itself, it won't rise. Why? Because there is a hidden heat which will help it to convert or overcome the force of attraction till all the content in that beaker gets converted from one state to another. There will be no rise in the reading of the thermometer, and this is called the latent heat of latent heat of vaporization and latent heat of fusion. What you observe here is the solid changes to liquid and liquid changes to gases by applying the temperature. So in the same way, if you reverse the process, that is when you cool the gas will change to liquid state, and when you cool the liquid, liquid will change to the solid state. So here is an activity to understand the concept of latent heat of vaporization and latent heat of fusion in a clear way to demonstrate the change in state of matter. So the procedure and observation here is, take a beaker filled with 150 gram of ice, insert a thermometer. Thermometer shows 0 degree temperature. Second step is, heat the beaker. The temperature remains 0 degrees Celsius till ice is converted into liquid. Liquid later temperature starts to rise. Then third, you see the procedure is, stir water till it starts boiling. Then fourth step is, temperature rise till 100 degrees Celsius and remains same till most of water evaporates. After this, temperature rise again. So the conclusion is, heat required to convert solid phase into liquid phase is latent heat of fusion, and heat required to convert liquid phase into gaseous phase is latent heat of vaporization. So you can see in this that the conversion of solid to liquid, that is called melting, and here the ice melt at 0 degree Celsius. Like that, the water gets evaporated or changed from liquid to gaseous state at 100 degrees Celsius. So the question here is, do you have the answer for this? That is, all the liquids have the same melting and boiling point? Now let us find out the conversion of solid to gaseous state. So here, if you take a camphor in a plate and put it. So children, here is an activity to confirm that conversion of solid to gaseous state. So you need to take some camphor or ammonium chloride, crush it and put it in a china dish. Put an inverted funnel or over the china dish. Now what you observe here is, when you supply heat to this, the camphor present in the china dish will directly change into a gaseous form. So the process where you see the conversion of solid directly into gaseous without changing into liquid state is called sublimation. Solids convert to gaseous without undergoing the liquid state is known as sublimation. So this is the activity which is mentioned in your textbook, that is activity number 1.13. So you can conduct this activity in your home also. So the camphor is easily available. So to demonstrate the change in state of matter direct from solid to gas phase, the procedure here is, first take small amount of camphor, crush it and place it in a china dish. Then put an inverted funnel over the china dish and block a stem of funnel using cotton plug. Apply heat to the system. So what you observe here is, solid camphor is deposited on upper part of funnel. There is no formation of liquid camphor. So conclusion is, camphor converts from solid to gaseous state and again from gaseous to solid state. The phenomena of direct conversion of solid to gaseous state without undergoing in a liquid state or vice versa is called sublimation. So children, here is a flow chart for you to understand the conversion from liquid to gas to solid. So you see here that liquid changes to gases we call as vaporization, and gas to solid is called sublimation, and solid to liquid is called fusion. So if liquid changes to solid, it is called as solidification, and if solid changes to gas, it is called sublimation, and if gas changes to liquid, it is called as a condensation. So in this way, there is a difference of change from one state to another by the temperature. This is the effect of temperature in the way the liquid changes to solid, solid to gas, and gas to liquid. So you can see there is a process of heating and cooling which can convert one state of matter to another state. Now let us move on to see the effect of change in pressure on states of matter and evaporation. So will pressure show any effect on the state of matter? Let us explore it. So here they have shown a thermometer, that is we are supplying the temperature. Now what we find over here is this particular icon shows the temperature. Here we have taken a beaker, in that liquid containing liquid. Here the piston, with the help of piston we are applying the force.